Hello, good morning. Chad at Turning Athletics. It is Tuesday, early in the morning. Just finished up our morning class, and we had a little bit of rowing in our workout today. And one of my goals in this year is to put together a video library of some coaching instruction on some movements that we commonly see really in gyms everywhere, and particularly in our gym, because it is as we see, it's one of those things where you have to practice these simple movements consistently and in the same way, or at least try to, in order to develop the skill, to be a master at these elements. And we're talking about the fundamentals of functional movement. So the rower is what I'm going to talk about today. We use the rower as a general warm-up tool in addition to running or jump rope. And so we see it a few times a week in our warm-ups, and then we'll see it also in our conditioning workouts. And so we're going to talk about the row stroke and how to be most efficient. Again, this is, in my opinion, I've obviously done some research in a lot of different areas and learned from different people, and so this is kind of my take on what I think is the most efficient way to go about rowing. But if we already know how to get strapped in, I'm going to go ahead and get this part done. So your damper setting, if you know about these Concept 2 rowers, and this is a Concept 2 Model D, I believe, but you can adjust your resistance on this from anywhere from 1 to 10, and so you want to find a comfortable starting point. Usually if I'm doing a warm-up row, I'm going to be rowing about 8, and you can kind of use your squat max number as a guide there on where to start. We're going to set it on about 8. We're just talking about the positions that we find ourselves in the row stroke. When we're at this point where we're closest to kind of our end range here, our arms are fully extended, our knees are out underneath the elbows, and a lot of times I see athletes or clients with their knees almost touching each other at this point. And this really limits you. For one, the row stroke, one of the things we're trying to improve is the length of the pull. If our knees are touching each other, we run into them, and we really shorten the possible distance that we could have in the stroke. So if we open the knees up, it creates a little bit of space for our pelvis to travel a little bit closer, so we get ourselves almost as far into this chamber as we possibly can. Now in this position, my heels are up off the plate here, so whenever I go into my drive, so this position is called the catch. When I go into my drive, I'm going to try to get my heels back in contact with the ground as quickly as possible, and I'm elongating my spine. So if I folded at all to come into this catch position, I'm going to get my heels down and get as rigid as I can in the back as soon as possible. And then I'm going to drive, okay? So here I'm driving with my legs as hard as I can while staying upright, and about halfway through this drive, I'm going to lean back at a 45-degree angle and then finish with a good strong pull to the bottom of my chest, okay? So this is the same position as I would be touching a bench press if I'm coming down. My elbows, at the very top of that drive, I'm going to drive my elbows through a window in the back before I start my recovery. So it's this pop at the top that gets that extra speed out of the wheel, allows us to recover in a manner to where we can position ourselves for the strongest drive. The drive is what counts. In the recovery, we're trying to be efficient. We're trying to make sure that we get as much air as we possibly can in during that time, because it's one point through the stroke that we're not putting the strain on our diaphragm. So when we get back to this in position here, the first thing we're going to do is have the hands just fall down the body to the thigh. So we want to try to relax. We've been in work mode all the way through the drive. We want to try to relax as soon as we can. So we're going to let the hands just fall here, okay? I'm still leaning back at a 45. As I'm coming up, I'm going to start taking in my air. So, and leaning forward, still in a rigid position so that the handle eventually is going to clear the knee. I'm going to be almost upright. I've taken in a lot of fresh air in through my nose. And I'm also in a position where I've got tension started in my hamstrings. So I'm going to use that tension and the pull in the chain to bring me back into my starting point, or in my next start of the drive. So as I get here, my knees are out, I'm going in, let the handle fall to my fingertips. All right, 1 extra inch matters. And then I'm gonna pull heels to the plate, drive, hop, and recover, lean forward. See a lot of people that'll pull and stop. Pull and stop. You never stop. Hands should constantly move through the stroke. Concentrate on building hamstring tension in the recovery. Give yourself a good strong drive. And after that, it's learning your pace. How fast can you go? How many strokes per minute can you maintain for the time it takes you to complete a 500 meter row, or 1,000, or 3,000, or 30,000? If you're gonna do 30,000 meters, you need to be efficient. Try these tips, they'll help. Thank you very much.